So Dune Awakening is an upcoming MMO survival game, and even though it's not being marketed as an RPG, it's still going to include many RPG elements. And I think one of the best places to see this is the character creator. So in this video, I want to go over all of the different elements you're going to be able to choose between while creating your character. Also, if you want to keep up with my Dune Awakening videos, make sure to subscribe. So to start off, I wanted to go over all of the different options you're going to have for creating your actual physical character. And even though character creators aren't specific to RPGs, they are something that most RPGs are also going to include and are usually going to be a bit more in-depth when they're in RPGs. So the first section of your character creator is going to be labeled as body. This is going to include choosing your body type, your height, your arm thickness, your leg thickness, your neck, your skin tone, and then a handful of other options that seem to be based around customizing your character's skin and other imperfections in your skin. There is a scroll bar in this section, so we don't get to see all of the other options. And at this part in the character creator, you will also just be able to choose between a bunch of different presets they have. So you could either just choose a preset, or you could just choose a preset as a starting character and then customize that as you go. Now the second category is going to be head customization. So you have a bunch of different options to change your face type. I think this is mostly just changing the overall structure of your character's face. Then you're going to be able to choose your character's age, which will change how old your character looks. You have a bunch of other head details. They didn't go into that, but this seems to be much more intricate ways to change up how your character's entire head is going to look. Then you have things like eye color, tints, different eye details, different nose details. All of these different detail options seem to give you quite a lot of very minute and detailed options for customizing the different pieces of your character's head or face. And the next section is focused on your hair. So this will include things like hairstyle, hair color, eyebrow style and color, more eyebrow details. So again, probably having much more detailed customization options for your eyebrow. Then you have your beard style and your beard color. So pretty much anything having to do with hair on your head is going to be able to be customized through this section. And then the next section, you're going to have tattoos and scars. And the categories are face tattoo style, body tattoo style, tattoo aging, head scar style, and head scar depth. So again, you're going to have quite a lot of control over all of these different elements and how all of these different elements look. It's actually pretty rare to have a game that allows you to change the tattoo age of tattoos on your character. It's much more common in modern gaming that you can customize tattoos and pretty much add them wherever you want, but tattoo aging is actually pretty interesting. Now, we don't know how intricate this is going to be, but presumably it's at least going to make the tattoo look a lot more faded, because that is one issue with a lot of tattoo customization in a lot of games, where all the tattoos look like they're brand new. They don't look like they've been on that character for any substantial piece of time, because tattoos on skin fade quite heavily over time. And then the final section is makeup. So you have eye makeup style, eyeshadow color, eyeshadow strength, eyeliner color, eyeliner strength, lipstick color, lipstick style, and then there is a scroll bar, so there will be more makeup options. So again, just more ways to heavily customize and detail your character. Now, past the physical character creator, we get to the much more interesting part of creating and customizing your character. And this starts with choosing your homeworld. Now, whatever homeworld you choose, you will get a different dialogue trait and a different unique emote. Now, this option was described by developers as giving you different dialogue options with many of the characters you come across. So I don't think your homeworld choice is going to have a ton of practical use, but if you're someone that cares about the story or talking to different NPCs or caring about your RPG character's background, this is something you'll probably really enjoy. And from the work in progress version of the shown, this character has 5 different options to choose for their homeworld. Now the 5 options are Gady Prime, Chusuk, Kaladin, Kaiten, and Ix. Now we don't get to see what you get for choosing Ix, but we get to see what you you get for the 4 other homeworlds. So starting with K10, your dialogue trait would be political and your unique emote would be elegant bow. For Caladan, your dialogue trait would be honorable and your unique emote would be Atreides salute. For Chusuk, your dialogue trait would be cultured and your unique emote would be musician's pose. And then finally, for Gady Prime, your dialogue trait would be deception and your unique emote would be Harkonnen curse. And again, I don't think this choice is going to have a ton of implications on increasing your reputation with different characters or is going to give you any different buffs or debuffs in combat. I think this is primarily going to be flavor and getting different dialogue options that may give you some different information on what homeworld you're from. But again, if you're somebody that's really into RPG games, really into role-playing, really care about the backstory of your character, this is definitely something that you're probably going to care about. Now, after you've chosen your homeworld, you will then get a handful of additional options where you choose your cast within that homeworld. So in the example, they chose the homeworld of Caladan, and then that gave them 3 options for their cast, either being a bondsman, a na familia, or a pion. And it seems like this is going to work in basically the same way as your homeworld choice, where you just get another dialogue trait. So if you choose bondsman, you get the bondsman dialogue trait. If you choose na familia, you get the nobility trait. And if you choose pion, you get the pion dialogue trait. And again, this just seems to be an extension of your homeworld and is probably not going to have a ton of practical uses besides having different dialogue options with different characters and probably learning more of the backstory of your world. And that brings us to the final piece of character creation, which is choosing your mentor. And this is going to have practical usage because when you choose your mentor, you're going to be given a starter ability and you're going to be given a starter training. And there are currently 4 different options: a trooper, a mentat, a Bene Gesserit acolyte, and a sword master. Now for a trooper, your skill focus is going to be offense and demolition. You're going to get the trooper training, and your starting ability is going to be a Shigawire cable, which you shoot a barb that attaches to a surface, launching you towards that position. And as explained on this skill, initial skill selection does not prevent later access to any skill. So even though you're getting these starting perks and this starting ability, this does not lock you out of learning anything in the game, because in Dune Awakening, you'll be able to learn any different skills, effects, or training that anybody else can. You're not locked out of anything, but you will have to go find these trainers and have them teach you these different things. And then if you choose the mentat, your skill focus is recon and strategy, and you get the recon and strategy training, and your starter ability is battlefield calculation. You scan nearby enemies and objects, gaining information about them. And they did show this off in some footage. It seems like you scan a big area and then you just get a bunch of information on what you're actually scanning. So maybe you get information on what type of enemies those are. Maybe you get information on different types of damage that they're more susceptible to. So this is definitely going to be a starter skill that's more based on battlefield information. But then if you choose a Bene Gesserit acolyte, your skill focus is physical mastery and manipulation. You get the Bene Gesserit training, and your starting ability is voice compel. So you use the voice to force someone towards your position from afar. And this one is actually quite interesting. Initially, this sounds like this could kind of be a taunt, but this is probably going to work more as a CC ability. You're probably going to be CCing somebody. They probably won't be able to take any other action, and then they'll just walk towards you. And it is also pretty interesting that this is detailed as voice compel. So there is going to be other voice option abilities. And then finally, if you choose the Sword Master, your skill focus is close quarters aggression. You get the Sword Master training, and your starting ability is deflection. Enter a defensive stance to deflect dart attacks. Now, this does bring into question what is actually considered a dart attack. Presumably, this just means that certain ranged attacks are going to be dart attacks, and presumably this specific ability wouldn't allow you to deflect bullets bullets or something. And again, keep in mind that these selections are just what you start with. In Dune Awakening, if there's something you want to go learn, if there's some ability you want to use, everybody will be able to go learn that ability. The main things you're going to have to do is go find a trainer that teaches you that ability, and presumably you won't be able to just know all abilities in the game. You'll probably only be able to learn certain types of training at a time, and you'll probably only be able to know a certain amount of abilities at a time. These starting options lock you out of nothing. This is just kind of the playstyle you want to start with. But that's pretty much all I want to go over, so thanks for watching.